As a running back, you have to be. They're probably the best athletes on the field.
Avon Coburn's got big yards and a foot race. Still going. Touchdown. A spectacular touchdown run of 46 yards.
You from Camden? You were born in Camden?
Yep, Camden, New Jersey.
All right, that's what's up, man. All right, so my stepdad is actually born there as well. Sure,
so.
you can stop me if I'm wrong. All time leading.
Fabricated.
All right, all-time leading rusher at West Virginia. That's 5,164 yards. Go Mountaineers. Also one-time all-time rushing attempts leader at West Virginia. That's 1,050. Also the career leader for most games with 100 yards rushing at West Virginia. That's 28. Also, you played for the Detroit Lions, Miami Dolphins, the NFL Europe. Now let me go back to the to Miami Dolphins. Mm-hmm. When I went out there to Miami, it was a few of us, man. You took care of us. I mean, VIP first class. We didn't really have to pay for nothing. You showed us the city. You made sure that we had food, made sure that we was good. And I just want to I always thank you for that experience. I still never experienced that before. When I go out with people, it's either you take care of 2 or 3 people, maybe yourself, but you took care of everybody. So I just wanted to salute you with that. Now let's talk about this championship ring first before we get into the author.
All right.
Your wife, I just had an opportunity to meet her offline. Very beautiful lady.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Now, what type of championship ring are we talking about here?
You know what? What happens is it's really my fault. She should already have one, but a couple years prior to where we're at right now, I told her, that if we won a championship, I would give her a ring. And I kind of reneged on her. I reneged on her because there's no real reason why. It's just I wanted that ring. It had my picture on it. And it was our back-to-back championship ring. So I said, you know what, the next one we get, I'm going to give to you. And, now it's on the other side of it as far as not playing no more, coaching. And I'm at the point now, it's like I've learned over my process that, and again, I mean, you kind of alluded to it a little earlier that, as a youngster, I've always wanted to help other people. And it's not about me no more. It's really once I realized that, and I did it while I was playing, but never really, conceptualized that what I was doing. But it's more so that I want to do this for her, a lot. Because, I mean, she does so much. I have 2 boys and she does a great job raising them. I'm away from the home probably 18 hours a day sometimes, and it's crazy that, what she does for our family is I can't put it into words because she's such a great woman. So, this one I'm getting is going to be for her.
My wife, all the credit. She levels me out. And she's my rock. And believe me, because it is tough going through this, especially when you think you're supposed to be playing.
Mark Masters, TSN, Hamilton.
I heard rumors that you didn't necessarily – it wasn't just an easy road. You have kind of like a Gabby Douglas type of story where you actually were – weren't you connected with another family of somebody who helped you get to where you – like kind of in the beginning stages? Is that true or am I wrong here?
No, absolutely. In high school, and it's funny you don't know it because, we hung out and I really never – I mean, we talked about it. I think some guys knew that I was staying with a family, but I had stayed with the Mebbs family, and
Ed Mebbs.
Yeah, Ed Mebbs.
Okay.
I stayed with them from all through high school. From freshman, and I mean it's a crazy story. I mean, when you hear it, you can be like, "Wow, I didn't even know it." And you were right next to me.
Now, does that play a major part, seeing that at such a young age, right? Typically, it's just, our parents or family members that we know that pour into us, those good values. I mean, does that play a major part, the way that you look at life from a different lens or something? Because having another family pour in and help you, live your dream, does that play any part in the type of person that you are today?
The family, what they did, they were so selfless. I mean, I'm from Camden, New Jersey, and I was back and forth from Cherry Hill to Camden, because of what was going on in my life, and it was a point where they were like, you know, instead of you going, you know, staying in Camden and, you know, taking a bus to school, you know, taking a bus and then getting on another bus to go to school, you can actually, I talked to my wife, you can come stay with us. And I mean, I thought I was a good young, I mean, I was all, everybody had their mischief,
right.
mischievity, I guess. But for me, I thought I was a good dude. I thought I was a good dude that people, you know, everybody has their things, you know what I mean? But I wasn't one of those guys that, you know, was going to do anything too crazy. You know, after that, you know, when I got there. So, you know, they trusted to put me around their daughters, you know, to put me in their house. They trusted I wasn't going to, you know, do anything, you know, crazy. And they put that trust in me. So in that's kind of, like you said, it kind of just amplified, you know, who I wanted to be.
Man, you're definitely a giver, man, and I know you're going to accomplish all the endeavors that you're set forth to do right now. And I know you're also to be a humble guy. I mean, you always downplay whatever. If we're playing basketball or whatever the case that we're doing, we're dressing up. I mean, you was kind of confident when it came to dressing and being fresh. But when it came to sports and the competitive thing, you were very a humble person. So my next question, I remember you was on I watch SportsCenter all the time. And I seen you on ESPN SportsCenter. It was the Teamwork Play of the Week. And when I saw it, I called everybody that I knew. And you ran back like a return field goal. It's like 111 yards.
Yeah.
Did you see that on SportsCenter or no?
I was actually in Canada, so I didn't see it on SportsCenter. No.
You didn't see it on SportsCenter?
No.
So, but
not in the U.S., but I did hear about that. I made it.
So you was getting the phone calls and everything.
Yeah, I got the phone calls. I didn't actually see it because I was in Canada. We don't have SportsCenter up here.
All right, so 111-yard return field goal, man.
Right.
How did that feel when you started getting all of those calls and people started telling you what happened? How did you feel about that?
To be honest with you, it really didn't. You don't really understand it while you're going through it, because if you do, you kind of lose track on where you're trying to get to. You know what I mean? And it felt good, you know, to talk to everybody, because you don't really get a chance to talk to people as much, especially, you know, and you know how it goes. Once you start doing what you're doing, you get away from everybody else. So, you know, I kind of, it was good, man. It was good because there's a lot of guys I didn't get a chance to talk to was hitting me on Facebook and hitting me up, and it was good, man. It was good to just, you know, connect with other people again.
Well, you just made history here on the Coffee and Business Show, because you're the only person in my Rolodex that has made SportsCenter. All right, so let's move forward, man. You made it to the NFL. That's right. The obvious, right? And anybody who follows your story, they know that. All right, but you have something about making it to the NFL that I think is very profound, not just to aspiring athletes, but just to business people in business and, you know, careers, period. You said making it to the NFL also had its downside, and maybe you wasn't prepared mentally for it, or it did something mentally for you. Could you explain that a little bit, what you mean by making it to the NFL wasn't just upside?
Yeah, I made it to the NFL, and as you know, growing up, that was just my goal. You know, that was my goal, to make it to the NFL. And I mean, it was a great goal. I accomplished it, but when I got there, I wasn't prepared for the success that came with making it to the NFL. The money, the fame, I just wasn't prepared. I wasn't prepared. I didn't prepare myself enough, or I didn't have the people around me to prepare me for what was coming. And again, you hear about it, you feel like, yeah, you're gonna be different. You know, I thought I was gonna be different. I thought I wasn't gonna be one of the statistics, but once I got there, I fell into the trap. I mean, I didn't do everything that those guys did, because most of the time their money was so much bigger than mine.
Right.
But I mean, I understood. Okay, I got to do it within my reasons, but I did it, and I wasn't prepared for it. I wasn't prepared to not just go to the NFL. I wasn't prepared for the success to have it in there. And again, for like you said, you speak those things that as not as though they were. You know, I spoke that I was going to the NFL, but I didn't speak that I was going to be a star in the NFL. I didn't speak that I was gonna make millions of dollars in the NFL. I didn't speak that I was going to, you know, find my wife or anything like that when I was in the NFL. I just spoke that I was going. And again, I'm a true believer, and you speak, you speak into what it is that you want. And when I got there, I was happy to be there. I was just happy to be there. And the beautiful thing is I learned from that experience. And most of the time throughout my career, and as we're talking, I'm just gonna be real. I didn't reflect because once you start reflecting, like for me, and this is just for me, I'm not a very reflective person as I'm going through it because of the way I was brought up. And also I understand if you start thinking about where you are, you're never going to go past where you are. You know what I mean? So I really wasn't a very reflective person at the time, because if I was, I'd be like, okay, I'm here. Now let me read, let me change my goal now. Now that I'm here, let me change. And I didn't. I was just in it. And
you're just happy to be here.
I'm very happy to be here. You know what I mean? And that's where I was at, man.
All right. So you ever read this? You ever seen this movie here, Facing the Giants?
I didn't know.
Yo, you should watch this movie with you, your wife, and your two boys, man. This is a very inspiring movie. My mom put me onto it, and it has there's a scene in the movie. It's a football movie. It's a scene in the movie where it's exactly what you're just talking about. Like if you reflect on it, or if you realize, oh, I'm here, that's going to shoot you in your own leg.
Right.
But there's this part in here where they were doing the death crawl, and the coach blindfolded them and said the kid only thought he could do like 10 yards.
Oh, you know what? I seen that.
You seen it?
No, I didn't see the movie, but I did see that. I see that scene.
Yo, the movie is incredible, man.
Okay.
It reminds me of what you're talking about right now, because reflection is a big thing, and we do have to reset our goals once we do obviously get there. I've had a lot of my mistakes as well, my ups and downs, and it all came from exactly the same thing. And I think all successful people have that in common. Now, here's what I wanted to do. I wanted to find out, I know you did win a championship.
2.
Excuse me. Okay,
Correct.
2. All right,
2.
you won
back to
2.
back.
All right, 2. You won 2 championships. What was that like?
That was an awesome experience. That is the one that I hope it's not killing me as far as where I'm going, but I reflect on it often because of it was successful. I try not to dwell on my successes, but I have to refrain to something that allowed me to have it. And winning those championships, man, it was. I mean, the first one was awesome because it's a whole lot into it, man. It was, and this is one of the things that I learned from the year before. When we went to Miami, I was having fun, drinking and having a good time. But when I won my first championship in 2009, 2008 was the year that really I thought we were going to win it. It was my first year, and I'm kind of going back. My first year trying, given an opportunity to be a starting running back in a professional football team. So, all I said was, look, just give me an opportunity and just let me, all I want is an opportunity. I don't care, they paid the guy more money than me, but for me, it was like, I just want an opportunity. All you want is opportunity to lose or win. You know what I mean? Just give it to me. And he said, look, I'm going to give it to you. So I got the opportunity. I put myself, I was in the best shape of my life. I mean, I could not be in any better shape than, mentally and physically. Because, I mean, I knew what I wanted. I had my goals. I had 2 goals. I wanted to be the starting running back, and I wanted to win a championship. That was my only 2 goals for the whole year. And I knew I was focused on those goals. And again, and my mom told me, and this is one thing that you might have may not know. My mom was she was a crackhead. So, and as a crackhead, my mom told me, Avi, you can do anything you want to do, if you put your mind to it. And from those words, I promise you, there's nothing that anybody can tell me. If I really want to do it, I'm gonna do it. It's just if I want to do it or not. So I had my mindset, okay, I only got 2 goals. I want to go to the championship. I'm going to win a championship. Actually, no, I want to be the MVP of the championship game, and I want to be the starter. That was my only 2 goals. Only 2 goals the whole year. So going into that season, I was like, okay, I don't know why I understood it. It was like nobody ever taught me this, and I don't think I've ever heard it, but it was like you have to give up something to get something. You have to make a sacrifice. And my sacrifice was I'm not going to drink the whole season until we win. And the beginning of the season, the end of training camp, I had my teammates like, yo, Avon, let's go out, let's go have a beer. I'm like, nah, I'm good, man. He's like, no, let's go out and let's have just one Heineken. Nah, I'm good, man. Now let's go out and, have one. I'm good, man. So, but then the peer pressure got me. I had one beer. I had one beer the entire year. The entire year I had one beer. We made it to the championship and we lost. Hurt me. 2008. 2009 comes around. My only goal right now is to win MVP of the Grey Cup. I want to be MVP of the championship game. So in order to be MVP, you got to win. So I was like, okay, boom, this is it. So that the same things. I wasn't in the best shape because I had knee surgery prior to that year. So I was in good shape. I wasn't in great shape as I was the year before. But what I learned was, the sacrifice has to be, God doesn't honor, he does, but for me, he didn't. He didn't honor the slip up. Me, going against what I said I was going to do. And again, that's one of my. You have to do what you say you're going to do for me. If you say you're going to do it, you got to do it. And I did it. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I did it. I didn't drink the whole year, and we won the championship. I won the Grey Cup. I was MVP of the championship game. It was just my moment, and it just showed me that if you do things right all the time, God is going to show up.
Absolutely, man. And I'm curious to know, what do you believe is the dichotomy between a champion and not winning a championship? Because is it something as small as sacrifice? For you, it was, beer or alcohol, whatever. You say, hey, I'm not going to do it. Some people say, I just met a guy yesterday, said he didn't cut his beard. He hasn't cut his beard since such and such. I believe that there's something so slight between a champion and someone who's not a champion. I believe there's a big difference, why LeBron James wasn't winning championships. He had to go to Miami to get that thing, whatever it was. It wasn't the two players. It wasn't Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh's talent. It might have been what Dwayne Wade knew as a champion. He might have taught him, hey, you got to sacrifice something. KD's going through the same thing right now. He's not a champion. He has great talent. Right. But I believe if he ever does win a championship, he's going to go back and say, wow, there's something here. The reason why I wanted to ask you is because we have a lot of young people that's going to watch this that are aspiring to be athletes. And you gave already a few jewels that I'm sure they'll pick up if they keep back and go rack and rewind it. However, what was in your experience, what is the difference, the small difference between a champion and someone who's not a champion?
To be honest, I would definitely say it's that sacrifice, because I think that's what took me to the next level, was not just my work ethic, because again, a lot of people work hard. It wasn't just, my abilities, because everybody has abilities. For me, it was the fact that I was willing to give up something that not that I love, but something that I like to do. Who doesn't like to celebrate? And it wasn't just just giving up the drinking, but it was also giving up the partying sometimes. It was more so breaking, just doing things different. I guess for me, it was just being uncomfortable, because after the games, I love to party. I love to go out and hang out with my boys and just enjoy what we did. But it was just that connection of being disconnected from what was the norm, and it was uncomfortable. And I think that constant state of, for me, being uncomfortable, not doing what I really wanted to do, allowed me, to push past the point where in the game where we didn't think we'd be able to do it. And again, I really believe and truly believe that, it was a reason why I won the MVP of that game, is because I was able to when the time, when they needed a play to be made, for whatever reason, the ball kept coming to me and I kept making that play. And it had everything to do with just me being ready for that moment and taking myself out of the situations where, and again, there's a lot of things that a lot of people can do and still be successful. I'm not saying that you can't do things and still be successful, but for me, what worked for me was just disconnected from everything that wasn't pure to success, I think. And again, I don't remember who I think it was E.T., the hip hop teacher, said, why do people, a guy said, why do people say it's bad to smoke weed? Not what's wrong with it, what's right about it. You know what I mean? What's right about drinking it? God says your body is your temple. So I maintain that, and success. I mean, at the end of the day, after that game, D, I've never drank Louis the 13th. I had some money, but I never drank it. We had like 5 bottles, and the team paid for it. You know what I mean? It was awesome, man. It was awesome.
That is awesome, man. And I got 2 questions that I want to get to before we get to this third accomplishment that I think people should know about, like how your career on the field has gotten you work outside, off of the field. I had 2 questions. One is, who in your eyes, who's the most respected, whether it was growing up or right now, who's the most respected athlete and why? For you, who's the most respected athlete for you and why?
The most respected growing up was Barry Sanders. Why? Because he was a running back, not necessarily for. Yeah, I thought he was the best at what he did. I don't think there's when for me when like Emmitt Smith was a great running back. There's no denying that. He's a Hall of Famer. But Emmitt Smith can't do what Barry Sanders can do. Like a lot of people can do what Emmitt Smith does. I mean, obviously he's special. He's on a whole nother level than a lot of people, but his style of running can be duplicated. Barry Sanders' style can't be duplicated. Deion Sanders is special. Like there's a lot of people that can play defensive back, but there's nobody that can say, you're not throwing it over here for a whole game. Like that's Barry Sanders to me was in that caliber of special. Like there's nobody that can do what he did. And for right now to where I am now in my career of coaching and just reflecting on sports, I think Michael Jordan is the best. I think Michael Jordan and Muhammad Ali are the greatest athletes, I think, in sports. Not just because of, for me, Barry Sanders growing up, it was just all athleticism. It wasn't about anything else. It was just pure talent. But now where I am now, it has to be big. It's bigger than that. The way Muhammad Ali psychologically took people out of their game before they even got into the ring, he won the fight. And Michael Jordan on how his determination, his determination to win was bigger. And again, I have these 2 guys. Like when I talk to my guys, and every day 4, which is the day before the game, I play them a clip of, somebody talking about something that we talked about during the week. And also I think it's 5 or 6 points. And this is really kind of off the track, but 5, the 1 point is protect the football. 2 points is protect the quarterback. The 3rd point is finish. And when I put finish on there, I put Muhammad Ali, because the way Muhammad Ali finished, sometimes with flair, but he always finished. He always, when he said he was going to do something, he finished it. It was him. And then I put, be explosive. And this is, what being explosive meaning for me is not necessarily doing your job, but doing your job so well that now other people are focused on you as opposed to focus on their job. So again, and I had Mike Tyson for that. Mike Tyson is so explosive. The guy is not, he's so in fear of him getting hit, he drops his hands, and again, now you get knocked out. So it's just being explosive, not being aware of, not having people be aware of what they're supposed to do because of they're so worried about you. And then, finally I got focused, but that's just something else. But then my last point is find a way to win. And I have the picture on there where Michael Jordan is being carried off. I think it's game 6 when he has the flu. Yeah. He has the flu, and you find a way to win. And, Muhammad Ali and Michael Jordan are like, and obviously I love Mike Tyson because of his explosiveness, but those 2 guys, just it's more of a mentality as opposed to physicality. And that's why, those are my two greatest right now.
I love those 6 points, and I never heard the one. You just opened up my mind to a whole nother thing. When you're doing your thing so well, you're so focused on what the other person is doing. That screws you up mentally. That gets you off your game. I really like that one, the way that you worded it. That's going to be one of those things I go back and keep replaying. Now, I had this other question I wanted to get to, but you just said something so profound. I wanted to touch on it. You were talking about Muhammad Ali, Michael Jordan. Muhammad Ali will tell you, like, hey, this is what I'm going to do, and that's it. Michael Jordan, they say, had that same thing. He would say, I'm going to take 2 dribbles, I'm going to spin, and then I'm going to J you up, and it's going to go in. You're, in my eyes, a legend, right? You're, in my eyes, an incredible, incredible athlete. One of the most ferocious, amazing, fascinating athletes that I've got to witness with my own eyes. Do you have any secret sauce that maybe an opponent would tell us?
I use what Muhammad Ali did. I use what Michael Jordan did. I mean, I was determined to win by any means. And again, and for me, and it's funny because a lot of guys, they would hate me before the game, and they would hate me during the game, and to the point where they're trying to fight me after the game. And for me, it's just a game. I gotta find a way. I'm not as big as you. I'm not as strong as you. I'm not as fast as you. I got to find a way to get you out of your game to allow me to have success. So what I would talk to them crazy. I would talk to these guys before the game. It backfired on me once. There was one guy that was just a beast. I couldn't get anywhere without this guy he was a defensive lineman, and he was just a beast, and he's still playing right now.
How did it backfire on you with him?
Because he destroyed everybody. Like I couldn't get every tackle that was made on that game was him on me. Like if it's 30 yards downfield, I'm making a move and running. He's running. He's so mad at me. He's running after me. And this dude has to be 300 pounds. I'm telling you, I wasn't fast, but this dude was. I had him so mad at me that game. Like. He was destroyed. And he's definitely right now one of the best defensive tackles in the league. I think he's number 2 in the league right now in sacks, and he's an interior guy, not an edge guy. He destroyed my offensive line.
Who is it?
His name was he's actually from Jersey too. His name is Sue. I don't remember his first name, but his last name is Sue. He's from Jersey. I think North Jersey. And he destroyed the offensive line, and he was just disrupting everything. And they were like, dude, stop talking to him. But again, that was my game. Like my game was, and they'll tell you, Avon talks so much. But again, I talk because it was a way for me to get you to not think about anybody else. So now you're thinking about me. Now my offensive line, if it's a pass play, you thinking about coming to get me instead of opposed to getting the quarterback. So, for me, that was my secret sauce was to get into people's head. Because again, I had to do something because I wasn't the fastest, I wasn't the biggest, I wasn't the strongest, but I was determined, and also I was going to talk you out of your game.
All right, so let me get this last question out, and then I want to talk about what you do off the field. How old are your 2 boys?
5 and 3.
All right, 5 and 3. Let's say they're teenagers, 12, 13 years old. They make the football team. You're not the coach. Let's just say, I don't know if they're going to play football or not, but let's just say they're 12, 13 years old. They want to play football. They're on the football team. They're not starting, right? They want more snaps, but there's somebody that's better than them. They're coming to you, Dad, why can't I get in the game? I'm better than them. They hating on me. The coach ain't paying attention. They're making we know them as excuses.
Right.
Like, what would you tell your 12 or 13-year-old children in regards to becoming a starter on a football team as a teenager?
And again, it's one of the things that and it's funny because everything that I say is not really mine. I'm stealing from people that taught me everything. These guys, I took bits and pieces from everybody that I know to create who I am right now. And, in college, Rich Rodriguez was a coach, and he said, look, I don't care who the starter is right now, but the cream always rises to the top. And, obviously you have to do something. Before the cream rises to the top, there got to be heat, there's got to be pressure, there's got to be a lot of things that go into it. So for me, I was a starter and I felt pressure. So what did I do? I started working harder than everybody else, so they didn't. So what I would tell my son is, if you really, really want it, like sometimes some people sometimes want it, but if you really, really want it, what you need to do is get into that coach's face all the time. I mean, not just talking, but with your work. You know, if you get a chance, whenever you get a chance to touch the ball, go score. After practice, ask him, you know, can he throw you some balls, or get with a quarterback, or get in his presence as much as possible to let him know, I mean, in a positive way, not bugging him, but to let him know that you really want this job. And sometimes, I mean, at the end of the day, sometimes some people are just better and you're not going to get it. But at the same time, what are you learning from that aspect? Okay, now I got to do something different. I got to be a little bit more creative to get what I want. So, you know, what I would tell my son is, if you really want it, stay after practice more. Ask him questions. You know, write down, get some good questions to ask him to let him know that you really want it. But again, you have to do more than what you're doing. I mean, obviously, sometimes the person's just better, and you can't do it because they're just physically better. But this is another thing that I've always done, because again, I wasn't always the best athlete. But just like ET said, you will not outwork me. Like, you can ask anybody that ever played with me, there was nobody going to be on that field that works harder than me, ever. Like, I wasn't going to, and you may work hard sometimes, but the moment you slip, and that's the same thing with when I, as a player, when I would play every play as hard as I possibly can. But the one time the bigger guy don't, in my mind, I got him. Like, he didn't play. I won that. Oh, you're not going to win the rest of because once you mentally win, there's nothing that anybody can ever do to deter that, because in your mind you won. And I mean, for me, I've learned I wish I would have known this back then, but once you mentally win in your mind, there is nothing that anybody can take from you, because you've already won in your mind. And once I start thinking it starts coming into fruition. And now, okay, I'm like, I know I can beat this guy. I mean, he's bigger than me. I know I can beat him. And then that one time when he doesn't go hard and I get him, I won for the rest of the game. Yeah. So it's that one time that person doesn't go hard, you got to make sure, obviously you got to continue to do what you've been doing, because again, the cream is going to rise. He's going to start, because if he did it once, he's going to do it again. So now, he's going to do it again. Now he's going to do it again. And now you're at the point where he's better than you, but you work harder than him. Now you're at the same level. And any coach wants a guy that works harder than their talented guy, but has some talent, because in your heart of hearts, this guy is never going to stop working. But this talented guy is going to quit, and that's going to lose us a game.
That's really, really good. Thank you. All right, so let's get out of here, Avon. Let's get out of here, bro. All right, so here's the question. Well, not a question. Tell me a little bit about, because you're a coach now, right?
Yes. Yep.
And you are in Canada right now. Where in Canada are you again?
I'm in Winnipeg, Manitoba.
All right, fantastic. So, how do you feel about how crazy is it to see your work on the field, all the work that you put in since you've been playing as a little kid, to playing on a college level, to playing on an NFL level, to playing on a professional level, to winning 2 championships? You see, I said 1 at first, but you see 2, you correct,
2.
Right? So winning 2 championships. How does that feel to see your work, all that work on the field, get you a career off of the field? Well, actually, you're still on the field, but gig after football.
You know what? It's one of those things that, and I didn't want it. That's the beautiful thing. I didn't. It's something that I really didn't want. But it's one of those things that you try to get away from, but it just pulls you back in. And it's a beautiful thing. And the reason why it's beautiful is because I want to say this in a way that's not taken the wrong way. I didn't work for where I'm at now. Like, not like physically putting out resumes and doing that. But the work I put in on the field, the work I put in that people seen something in me, like you said, they seen something in me that was like, this guy's a great football player, but he can be a great coach too. You know, he can be a good coach, but in my mind, there's nothing good about a Cobourne. So, you know, you'll learn that soon. My wife told me that. She said, "No, I'm a Cobourne. I'm great." I said, "Okay, there's nothing good about a Cobourne." But they seen something that was good in me and or great in me that said, "Okay, this guy can be a coach." And you know, just all the work, and it feels so good, because at the time when I got this call to be a coach, I was doing something. I mean, I wasn't doing something that I wanted to do, and it was just like, okay, do I leave this, what I'm doing, and go coach, or do I stay and, you know, just kind of build my way up to being what, you know, to build my way up. And, you know, it was kind of easy because, I mean, again, you get on the field, you get that energy back. And I mean, there's a lot of things that I had to learn when I became a coach, but it was awesome just to know that all the work I put in, all of the pain and
you know, you have to block, you have to catch, and then you have to run.
There's Cobourne straight ahead, touchdown, Hamilton.
First, with the ball snap, you're looking at the D lineman to see where they go. And then after that, it's like a feel thing. Like you feel the linebackers flowing, or you feel them, you know, going back.
Avon Cobourne still going.
But you're trying to influence, you know, like 4 guys on that side of the ball, or 3 guys, or however it works.
There goes Avon Cobourne to the 20, to the 10, still on his feet.
For the most part, you can't really coach a running back on how to run. And, you know, you can give them ideas, but when a ball snapped, and you just got to be able to just move when you have to.
Cobourne slashes through, Avon Cobourne.
And the crying and the blood and the sweat from everything on the field gave me an opportunity to be where I am now. I mean, it's a beautiful thing, man. And what we don't realize, and I just reflected on you. How long you've been doing what you've been doing, man. I mean, I've been watching you from afar, even when I was in Detroit, and then you know, when I like my 2008, I think we connected again, and you started doing another business, and I'm like, man, this dude stays on his grind. It's not, you know, his success didn't come just because his success didn't come just because, you know, he woke up and did it. This is from you know, a lot of work, a lot of years that goes into it that people don't see. They only see who you are now. They don't see, you know, 2004 when you was grinding and you know, living with 3 people, and then, you know,
on the couch.
You know what I'm saying? People don't see that. It's a funny story, man. When I was in college, you know, the guys, they would go out, and I practiced this, and I got to give the credit to my uncle Kenny. He said, look, when, you know, you know how you become good at something? When everybody else is doing the opposite, we're doing something else, you do the opposite. And that's when I started leaving the parties early. And that's when I started, you know, not going out when the other guys went out, because I knew I wanted something that they you know, that they didn't want. You know, I knew I wanted to be the man. And it was a way, and he kind of taught me that philosophy of, look, you gotta, you know, when the party gets good and you feel like you just about to, you know, you've been sweating, just leave. When you do that, when you do that, that's when you know you're ready for that next step. And again, man, just all that hard work that you put in to be where you are now. And I mean, this is awesome, man. I'm just thinking about, you know, now I mean, this is unbelievable that you're actually, you know, this is what you're doing now. I'm so in awe of what you're doing because of, you know, I seen the videos. I'm like, dude, this is great. This is awesome,
Thank
man.
you,
what
man.
you're doing. And dude, I mean, it's the best is yet to come, man. I see it now. I see where you're going, man. I mean, I see it. It's gonna be awesome, dude. And it's gonna be fun to watch. It's gonna be fun to watch, man.
Well, I absolutely appreciate, you know, you taking your time out of your busy schedule. Shout out to you and everything that you have going on. Shout out to your wife. Shout out to your 2 children. And, you know, for everybody that's, you know, watching this, you can connect with Avon, right? That's what I want to listen. Connect with this man. Like, even if it's just to see what he's doing next, see what he's done, right? Because listen, there's no shortcut to success.
At all.
Damon John said it best. He coined the phrase, it takes 10 to 12 years to be an overnight success, right? We're just getting started. You see, we've accomplished things. Avon has accomplished a great deal of things, and he's still working right now on his goals. as if he's just getting started, which you got to salute. So connect with Avon at avoncobourne.com. Stay tuned for the book that's going to be coming out that he's going to be releasing. I'm pretty sure it'll be on somewhere connected on avoncobourne.com. Stay connected, see when his games are so you can watch him from the coaching sidelines, coaching his team on. And other than that, did you have anything that you wanted to share? Sometimes when we do interviews, I may have forgot to ask a question. What would you like to close us out with here, Avon?
Close out. I do have a clothing line. It's called Chill Sun. I don't know if you can see it right now.
Yeah,
this is my logo. It's called Chill Sun. And what it is most people take chill sun to be a slang word, and what we've done with this word was transform it. And that's what I've done with my life, and that's what I want to do for a lot of other people, is help transform themselves to inspire somebody else to be great at what they do. So and again, this is my clothing line is called Chill Sun. You can find that on chill-sun.com. So that's CHILL-SON.com. And again, this is more so this is something that I want to do to help other people to get them to start thinking differently, starting to, it's not just about the clothes. It's really a 3-tier program that we're working on: financial education, physical education, and mental education. So again, we want to make sure that people get all of those 3 things. And again, for me, those are the most 3 important things that you need in the world. You need to be healthy, you need to be mentally strong, and you need to make sure you know what to do when you get money. So again, that's on chill-sun.com. And again, that's about us. That's about us building a 3-tier program on transforming people's minds to become better and help other people as well.
chill-sun.com. And you're on, I'm also put your Facebook information. I'm going to get your link and I'm going to put it in the video for everybody to connect with you on Facebook. Any other social media platforms? I'm on Twitter.
I'm on Twitter. I think it's at Avon Cobourne or at Mr. Chill Sun.
Okay.
And I got Instagram, but I don't do it. I don't even know what it is.
All right, fantastic. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is the one and only, the living legend, Avon Cobourne. I ain't lying. This is real facts. Avon Cobourne. And again, thank you for being here. And we're signing off. Peace, everybody.
I appreciate you, D, man. Thank you, man. Good luck with everything you do. Please, if there's anything I can do for you, anything, let me know, man. I got some people that know some people that can help you, whatever it is, man. Let me know, please.
I appreciate that, and I will take you up on that offer, man.
Okay.
I take pride in blocking, and when I do miss a block, I'm more mad about that than when I miss a cut, because running is easy. The blocking is something you want to do, or you have to, or you gotta want to do it. When it's a guy that you don't necessarily match up well against, as far as like the blocking or pass protection, to me, I try to fire myself up by firing him up, so it makes me play better.
Despite picking up 260 yards the last 2 games and getting the game ball on Saturday.
Hey, it's a reason why I'm me. Holla at me.